The stream is live. And we don't have any music, Russ. And action.
Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. There's a little bit of a delay tonight for some reason. I pushed the button to start the program and Let's Talk Shop with Russ.
Over.
Yeah, it didn't want to work.
This one's not making noise like that too.
I'm trying to get it to see.
What's the name of the show?
If you would have, if I told you I'd have to kick.
There you go.
So that's the name of the show. If I told you I'd have to kick.
Yeah, we've been talking behind the scenes about the Polk County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah. Well, I need to finish some things first.
Maybe I should have said that.
I had originally posted that we were going to have project picks and talk about people's YouTube channels. And then Jim reminded me that we had invited Joe a few weeks ago. I hadn't heard anything, and he hadn't heard anything from Jim. So anyway, to make a long story short, everything got changed at the last minute. And guess what? We have a guest, Joe. So we're going to have him as a guest tonight. He does woodworking. He's been on, but it's been a long time. I mean, it's been probably a few years since he's been with us, but
it was last month. He was on last.
We'll talking about his YouTube channel and some of the stuff that he's done. He just did a video the other day of doing some cabinet work, so we can talk about that and some of the other things he's been getting into. So, what's your last name again, Joe?
Shepherd.
Yep, Shepherd. If I'd have looked down there, it says Joseph Shepherd right underneath your picture. So, yeah, yeah, right down there it says it. So, yeah, but good to see you.
God's being smarter than the tool, Russ.
Yeah,
yeah, I know. Well, you know, sometimes it's nice to be sharp, too.
He's such a troublemaker, I tell you. That Donald guy.
He
I'm
is.
deflecting, by the way. I'm deflecting.
So how you been, Joe?
I've been good, staying busy, trying to keep up with full-time work and this and a YouTube channel. And so, and I have got 2 kids at home, so it's been a whirlwind for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I like busy.
Yeah.
It keeps me from boredom and losing my mind anyway. So I'd rather be busy than have nothing to do.
Yeah, what is it? Idle hands is the devil.
Same thing I was thinking. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
yes. Same thing I was thinking.
Definitely want to stay busy.
Yep.
So tell us, other than what kind of woodworking you've been getting to lately, you back into making videos consistently, or how often you make them?
I was doing them consistently for a while, but then when I was the youth pastor at my church, and now I became the lead pastor, and then had a baby right around the same time. So it kind of like YouTube took a back seat. I was still doing customer orders and stuff like that, but it was also pretty slow progress on that as well. But then now that things kind of have met an equilibrium of, you know, how managing schedules and whatnot, I'm trying to get back into posting on a regular basis. So I've been trying to post some client work. Right now, I'm redoing my kitchen. We have like this pantry in our kitchen that's like behind a wall. So we're ripping that wall out to put cabinets and countertops and another oven and all that stuff. And the cabinets are actually right behind me. But then doing like, I actually did a really cool project not that long ago where this lady had reached out to me because she does, her father died and they did a 21 gun salute for his funeral. And she took one of the bullet casings and wanted to make a necklace out of it. And so I turned a little Purple Heart slug to go in it, and then made a little necklace to go around it with a leather wrap on it. And
That's cool.
yeah, it was a pretty cool project.
Hold on just a second. Hold it back up again. I'm gonna put you in
Oh yeah,
solo.
here I'm gonna find a better picture of it. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's a slug up there is purple heart, and then it's
That's cool.
I polished the leather wrap, and then did like a gold and a leather chain for it.
Nice.
Cool.
But yeah, that was a cool project. I was kind of excited because I got to use I have an old Craftsman Sears Craftsman lathe back there, but got to use that for the first time since I restored it. It was kind of a cool project at first.
And retro. I
Yeah,
like it.
exactly. Well, it's
Yeah.
weird. I'm accumulating all kinds of Sears Craftsman tools. My table saw is, jointer, scroll saw, lathe. People are just getting rid of them, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take it and I'll manufacture it and fix it and stuff.
Yeah, back in the day, Sears made Craftsman. Well, it was actually Craftsman is its own tool brand. Sears just carried their brand, but Craftsman made some of the best tools there was.
Oh yeah,
and then
I find it's hard to find the quality in those tools that's affordable at least. So kind of finding those old, cast iron tools, and then taking a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of kind of finagling, they work fantastic.
And you'd be surprised how many parts are readily available for still some of those old tools.
Yeah.
So you can restore them. You've got a jewel. That was the first scroll saw I ever bought was a Sears Craftsman scroll saw. So
that's what I've got too.
Yep.
So one that I learned on that kept. Well, I didn't know what I'm doing, but it had pins on the end and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad when the guy asked for it back and I got my DeWalt.
Yeah, that's for sure. The DeWalt's a real good saw. So you took out your pantry, so you're not going to have a pantry, or you're just going to.
So yeah, we're taking. Well, I should say the place where my pantry is going to be replaced with the cabinets. So the cabinets will become our pantry.
Okay. Gotcha.
But we also like the way our kitchen is kind of set up. We have maybe 5 cabinets total for our entire kitchen, and so we needed more cabinet and countertop space. And so we kind of found a way to. I should say, my wife came up with the plan. I'm just making it.
She's watching, isn't she? We know.
So it was just kind of we're pulling the wall out and putting the cabinets and countertop in there, and then they'll have like space for her, baking like mixers and crock pots and all that stuff, but also having the upper cabinets. And what's really cool actually about the doors in the cabinets, they're not going to be full doors. They're going to be like a frame with chicken wire on it, so you can kind of see the cabinets.
Yeah.
So that will be our new pantry where we keep all of our dry goods and stuff. So
it would be economical too. That's a good idea.
It's way cheaper.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I built like a, I guess you can call it like an armoire. It's really like the closet for our bathroom where we keep towels and blankets and stuff like that. And I did that same idea for that. And so she kind of wants to do the same thing, so it has the similar look to that in the other room.
So are you going to use chicken wire holes, or are you going to use a hardware cloth, which is, small square holes, or depending on?
It's actual chicken wire. I'll see if I have a picture of the actual armoire I built. Because it has like the chicken wire is kind of like stapled and screwed from the back on the cabinet frame or the door frame. So in that way you can see into the cabinets, but it's just the chicken wire mesh in front.
The little hexagonal holes, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I kind of did that same thing. We had when I remodeled our master bath. It's a big bathroom, but it had dual sinks, a garden tub, a shower, toilet, and you had tons of room in there. So when I redid it, we never used the second sink. We always used the hair dryer, and her curlers usually stayed in the other sink. We never used it. So I took out the cabinet and put in a single sink, and we put a closet in the bathroom because we'd never had a place to put our towels and stuff in. So
yeah, this is what the cabinet looks like.
All right, give me a second.
And that is chicken wire.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That's
Wow.
Yeah, it's nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
I like
it is. Because the reason I was thinking if it was chicken wire, it'd probably be all, I don't know, not stable. But that's interesting. That actually.
So what's funny is actually these bottom cabinets have a 1/4-inch back with like a maple frame, and the bottom one's warped, so they have a little bit of a warp. I had to redo them, but the top ones with the chicken wire didn't warp at all, which was crazy to me.
It had the movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of wood is that made out of?
So it's actually made out of all scraps. It was like
Yes.
5 different things because I was like, I didn't want to spend any money on this project in case I didn't like it. But like the frame parts of it are like actually cutoffs I got from an old countertop shop. The sides are like old pine boards that we kind of took out of a shelf from another part of the house, and so it's kind of piecemeal together. So it's maple, it's 1/4-inch plywood, it's pine, it's all kinds of other stuff. Another maple species I couldn't figure out what it was, but I was like, hey, it's kind of similar.
It's redneck.
Little Danish oil will make it all blend, I guess.
Yeah, we can use this.
Yeah.
It's redneck.
I've been in
cheap.
several offices. I was in an attorney's office one time, and I've been in several other offices where they made something similar to like yours. And on the cabinet's door, they did use hardware cloth.
Yeah.
In the back, and it looks really good. You would think, when you think hardware cloth, but then when you see it actually on the cabinets, and he did it for the same reason you did, so you could see the books behind where they were lined up. So, but it looks really good.
Yeah, it does. And I think the only mistake that people make is they don't stretch it when they secure it down.
Yeah.
And then when it gets kind of wavy and warped, it doesn't look good.
That's why I was thinking that it wouldn't be as stable.
No, you got to get it stretched really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to put like big fender washers and screws on the top, and then I would stretch it out and then staple it down and then put screws in it on the bottom too to kind of secure it all together so that it stayed stretched, which was because that was the one thing I was trying to avoid because I did not want it to look all warped and wavy and loose in there, and then it would look really homemade.
It looked really cool, and not to say that it doesn't cool, because it does. But if you put a piece of glass in front of it, and then the chicken wire is behind it, and then you've got a real seal, for dust and stuff. I live in Texas; we got a lot of dust.
Yeah.
But then you have to get glass, of course.
Right. Yeah. That was like I have it in my garage, so let's try it.
Yeah,
I literally wanted to try to build it and spend no money, and I accomplished my goal. That's all I was worried about.
I kind of flashed back to my elementary school or door. They were plate glass with that. It wasn't chicken wire, but it was like hardware cloth on the side or diagonal. I don't know if it just made me think of that, but that's specifically made for it. It's laminated.
Joe, Leonard Davis wants to know how many chickens you keep in the cabinets.
Hey, there's an idea.
You'd be surprised how many that could probably fit in there.
Yeah. We have, just real quick, we have JJE, Michelle Marcoux, Leonard Davis out there.
Leonard?
Herb Scrolling Station.
Hello, Herb.
Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking.
Jim from JJE.
Yeah, Leonard Davis. Trying to go back through and just name off a few people. Has anybody seen Aussie Man?
No, I didn't. I was just looking.
Yeah, I was just looking. He's out there. Yes, he is. He's out. I run across him. So, hi, Aussie Man. How are you doing?
Hi, everyone.
Yep. Hello. If you have any questions for Joe, put them in the chat. We'll try to catch them, and if we miss them, put it in again, and if we miss it, put it in again. If we miss it, put it in again. Sooner or later, we'll find it.
Yeah.
Put a question mark, like all the cool kids do on the other shows. Just put question mark, and then put your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim couldn't be here tonight, Joe. He's on his 50th or 60th school, I think it is, reunion anniversary or whatever.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me. He was telling me he had questions about toy making, and I was like, well, you could just send them to me, and I can text you the answers.
Yeah. So you still make toys?
I used to. I haven't made them in quite a while. Some of the things that I like, the toys that I made was like I made a sword for my stepson out of hard maple, which was a huge mistake. I usually was the victim of that sword for a long time.
Yeah.
That sword had to disappear, But no, I mean I've made little things like for my daughter. I've made a couple little toys, and most of it's just fixing toys is really what I do now. But
she gets all of those toys more expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Leonard Davis says, Joe, I saw the dinosaur bank. My question is, do kids really know what coins are? Really?
Actually, they do. My kids do, because I'm a cash person. I like cash because it helps me limit my spending. But my favorite thing is the gas station here in town has 65 cents for a large coffee. So I always keep my quarters and stuff so I can get coffee every morning. So my daughter always wants some of the change that I'm not going to keep for my coffee money. And so she gets to fill her bank all the time.
Nice.
I closed out the window with your YouTube, Joseph. What is the name of your YouTube channel again?
It's called Shepherds Workbench.
I'll put it out there.
The irony is the YouTube channel is my last name and it's my workbench. So
how ironic.
Yeah, right.
Coffee money.
The type that will stop
there
and
it
pick
is.
up some lumber.
I've got so many Folgers cans laying around here with like random like screws and door hardware and all kinds of stuff.
Before we moved down here, we were renovating an old house. I stop and pick up anything I think I could use.
Yep.
Old doors, hinges, doorknobs, screws, bolts, you name it.
Oh yeah.
Packed up to move. I had to get rid of it all.
Oh
yeah.
But because I'm not renovating a house down here, and I don't need them anymore. So
I do that
also
with
stop along the road and pick up lumber too. So
I do that with all of the, like when we buy like the TV wall mounts and stuff.
Yeah.
They give you the big packages of like 20 different sizes and lengths of screws.
Yeah.
So I've got hardware bins full of stuff that I've accumulated.
I started collecting it again. I'm nowhere near where I was.
And I keep buying those.
The lumber down here is after a hurricane.
Oh yeah.
I go rolling around, just picking up 2x4s and 2x3s, and I make my toys with them. So
that's awesome.
Free lumber.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that's good stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Usually is, yeah.
Yes.
I always like every once in a while I'll get a call from friends that are like, "Hey, I'm cutting down my maple tree. Do you want to come get logs?" And I had to stop that after I broke the suspension in my truck.
Oh.
I bent my leaf spring. I got over ambitious. They were cutting down a hard maple tree that was starting to spalt, and so I loaded these 3 huge, they had to be like 40 inches wide and probably like 6 feet long. And I loaded 3 of them in the back of my truck. I don't know how I got them in there by myself, but driving home, all of a sudden I started feeling like the back end sagging a whole lot, and then I heard a clunk. I was like, "Dang it, I'm in trouble."
Yeah.
So
that takes a lot of weight to bend the leaf spring.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
Especially when they're both rated for like 1,500 pounds. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. So now I've got a trailer for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you need to build you a Cremona trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, if I would love to have a that's a nice trailer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I mean, I've seen him pick up logs that are 4 or 5 foot in diameter, easy, maybe bigger than that sometimes.
Oof. Yeah, I can't any more now. It's just like I'm gonna pay for it one way or another. Either I'm gonna break my truck or I'm gonna injure my body. So
Something's gonna break.
Yeah, something's gonna break, me or the equipment. It's just I don't want it to be me.
Yeah,
You
Leonard,
got all the
Davis,
money either way.
Yeah.
Leonard Davis says he put a leaf spring through the frame on his old Toyota T100 pickup truck,
Oh
Wow.
man.
Putting
carrying wood.
wood through it, wood on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
Oof.
Dude, your bed has a capacity that is in the book in your glove compartment, and it tells you how much you can carry. Okay?
It does. It does.
Sometimes says it right on the bumper too.
Yeah.
That would require me to learn how to read. So
Oh,
Who reads instructions?
right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Those are the first things I throw out.
Yeah.
exactly.
Allen keys are number 2, but
Yeah.
Oh no, they all go in my coffee cup, my coffee can. I got 20 million of those.
yep.
Yep.
They're filed away for warranty information. That's the only thing I care about.
Or
Yeah.
like I showed a kid the other day who didn't know what kind of oil his car took. I said, "Did you look inside the door?" Huh? Yeah, right there inside the door.
It's on
Yeah.
the fill cap in most cars too.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're putting oil in, it's right there on the cap.
I know someone can read it and put oil in the transmission once. So,
Yeah.
I had somebody pour water in the oil
oh,
container one time, and
at least
Yeah.
you could drain that out.
well, they drove it. That was the problem. They drove it for a
Oh.
while,
Oh, yeah.
and then they're like, "Hey, my car is acting funny," and I went underneath and I opened it, and they're like, "Oh, no, it wasn't water. It was cooking oil, like canola oil." And I was like, "Why is your oil like light gold color?" They're like, "Oh, I figured just use any oil." I was like, "No, no, you can't use any oil."
Why does the exhaust smell like fried chicken?
Yeah,
Right? Well, it's
we're not equipped for biodiesel. That's for sure.
And when you get down to it, you'd have been cheaper with the motor oil.
Yeah. Yep.
My grandson just got a Dodge Dart, like a 2013, and the oil in it was 0.20. And I mean, I'm used to, or 0.25, I think. But the point is I'm used to like 5.25 or 5.20, but 0.20, and it's really hot here. So they said, okay, if you can't find 0.20, you can use 5.20. But still, I think we need like 40 or 50 because it gets so hot here. And then, the hotter it gets, the higher number you want. And likewise, the other number, the 0, is for real cold areas, so that the oil will stay viscous, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But 0, I've never seen that before.
I use 0 in a lot of like you use 0-aught in like heavy equipment. I know like down here it's a farming town, so like a lot of tractors use 0W20.
Is it cold though?
It does. It gets real cold out here.
That's why, yeah, because you want it to be, you want it to be more liquid
Right.
at colder temperatures, and then the viscosity needs to pick up when it's hotter because it actually melts it, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I seen a real funny one the other day on the Facebook Reels, where the guy he's going to the store and tells the other guy, he said, like, fill it up full of fuel, and it's a diesel. So he comes back out, and the guy, on purpose, now he didn't do it, but had the gas hose in his diesel truck like he was filling it up full of gas.
I would have had a heart attack for him.
Yeah, he did. He had a heart attack. Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Leonard Davis asked, "Where am I from?" I'm from Auburn, Illinois, which is like just south of Springfield, so like almost smack dab in the center of Illinois.
Yeah. I knew that. I asked you if it was cold. Yes, I should have known better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I lived in Chicago for 10 years, so
Okay. I grew up in south suburbs of Chicago.
I know. Well, Forest Park is
Okay. I grew up in Orland Park.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Never been to either one.
Oak Park is right next to
Let
it,
anybody lie to you.
and Franklin Park is over here.
You're not in the city right now, right?
Melrose Park.
No,
You're out in the country, so you can make all the noise you want. You got to shop.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with all the traffic and mess with any of that garbage that's going on up there. So,
Yeah, that's why I'm not there anymore either.
yep.
You
Yeah,
were
I go to
talking about
visit.
chicken
My
wire.
parents still
You
live
have
there.
any animals on your place or no?
No, I live in town technically.
Oh, okay.
So it's a small town. I think we got less than like 5,000 people. So, but I have a dog, a cat, 2 snakes, if that counts. So
Yeah.
I'm starting my mini farm in my house.
You lost me a snake.
Yeah. Well, so growing up, I used to rehabilitate reptiles. So I probably raised half a dozen snakes and lizards and chameleons and all kinds of stuff. So,
Well, see, I'm from the South, North Carolina, and snakes down here are generally not a good thing.
yes. I had the
We had-
luxury of only seeing snakes in a pet store. So,
Yeah, we had it's been in the news here in Florida this past week or so that a little boy, I'm going to say he was probably 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Anyway, something like that. But anyway, he was found and was playing with a snake and had been playing with it for a while before it finally bit him. And it was a copperhead.
ooh,
Yeah, it bit him in the foot, and they rushed him to the hospital and started giving him he's fine. They
Yeah.
gave him anti-venom and everything, but apparently he had been playing with it. His dad saw him playing with something and never figured out what it was, and he didn't complain until the snake bit him.
yeah.
But I mean, it was a baby. It was only probably maybe 10 inches or so, but still they got venom in them.
Oh yeah. Usually
Yeah.
the babies are the ones that bite more often than the adults do.
Well, apparently I guess that snake and him got along really good until he did something that pissed him off because he had been playing with it for a while.
Well, it's like a moccasin. They say that a moccasin baby is twice as venomous as
Yep.
the mama.
Yeah.
Because the
Well, now
adults
moccasins down here, water moccasins down here are highly, highly aggressive, especially the female.
They will chase you.
Yeah, they will chase your butt, buddy. And they're fast.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, and it's actually the adults will control their venom so they can bite without injecting the venom. The
Yes.
infants don't know that yet, and so they'll empty their venom sacs with every bite.
Yep. Yeah, they feel like
They go chasing me, and they ain't gonna like slithering through all that shit.
yeah. Well, I was going to say something similar to that, Paul. I was going to say the only place he's going to bite me is on my butt cheek because I'm going to be hauling
Yeah,
ass.
hauling butt the other way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've never been afraid of snakes. We've had to go get. I was a fireman for years. We had to go get several snakes out of people's houses. So
I tell them to sell their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't afraid of them either as long as they're over there.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
So, what is one of your favorite projects that you have done in woodworking?
I would say probably my favorite was also the most challenging. It was a 10-foot long, 45-inch wide conference table.
Yeah, that's a good size.
It was 3 walnut slabs with live edge on both sides. That I made like this oak like trellis base underneath it, and I did like African bloodwood bow ties and some of the cracks.
Wow.
But it was challenging because I couldn't find a slab that was that big, so I had to buy 3 slabs and join them together.
I think I remember that now.
Yeah, and no matter what, I could not get them to line up right. Like I tried my track saw. I literally was buying rollers, try to get it to go across my joiner, but they were 2 inches thick and 10 feet long. So it was like there was no hope in getting them across the joiner by myself. And what I ended up doing was I clamped them together and then ran a 1/2-inch router bit down the seam and just then they lined up perfect after that. But that was a fun project. I liked that a lot. Let's see if I got a picture. Oh yeah, here we go. So this was the full conference table.
Oh wow.
That must have been worth some good money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Looks sharp.
So there was the bow ties.
Yeah.
I kept the sapwood in there. Let's see,
That's the live edge
yeah.
table, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
then-
actually remember that from you being on here last time. Matter of fact, I think you had just finished that, or if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, maybe it was, yeah. But yeah, that was right. I was working for a counseling center. That's what my master's degree is in counseling, and I left there because I started taking more orders for clients, and one of my things that they wanted to do was a conference table for them, and it ended up getting put on hold for a year because my job and having a baby and all this other stuff. So it took me like a year and a half, I think, to get it to them, but finally did, and they were really happy with it. So I told them, I said, if you want another one of those, I'm charging you double. So
Yeah.
that was a project for sure. But yeah, that's probably my favorite project. It was the one that had the most challenges, but it turned out just absolutely beautiful. I was really happy with it.
Yeah, I have one or two.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be an easy project, and you get into it. What was I thinking?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Leonard, yes, I'm absolutely blaming my child for that being a hard project.
I like
By the
the
way.
different color wood that you use for the bow ties. They used to say if on things like that, if you can't hide it, accent it so that it shows out, and that's
Yes.
kind of like what you did. They have the crack, so you can't really hide a crack. So the best thing to do is accent it with the off-colored bow ties, and it makes it look fantastic.
It's a
Yeah, and I
design
like
feature.
the bow tie and the epoxy combo because I've done just epoxy before, but I've also seen them as they expand and contract. It separates from the epoxy or it cracks in other places.
Right.
So doing the bow tie helps stop it from expanding, but also then the epoxy will fill it so you don't get like gunk and stuff trapped in the crack. But I'm a
Right.
big fan of having contrasting wood for the bow ties because I think it highlights it, but it adds a whole pop of color and dimension in it, which is why I like keeping sapwood on a lot of like walnut projects too. I think it makes it stand out a lot more.
Nice. Any more questions out there? I didn't see any.
What's the next project?
Next project, I got to finish these cabinets, and then I've got a couple client orders. So I've got my stepson, his dad works for the Army base out here. And so now when all the guys retire from the Army base, they call me for their plaques or their cabinets for flags or for their medals
Shadow
and things
box
like
and
that.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and so I've got I think he's an E7, so it's going to make a plaque for him. The back will be out of cherry, and then I'm actually doing something not necessarily new, but new for this particular style. Doing India ink for the actual stripes of the rank.
Yeah.
I did it once on a mantle for somebody. Where it like kind of actually stains the wood, but it's solid black, but you can still see the grain, which looks really cool. But gonna do that, and so I've got that to do, and potentially have an office called me for. They want a double desk with file cabinets on either side. It's probably 10 feet long, but they're gonna have a walnut top with cabinets on either side and a divider in the middle. So that's gonna be a big project too. I've got coming down the pipeline.
Very cool.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I work for the Navy and Coast Guard. I've done a few of those plaques.
Yeah. They're a lot of fun, and I don't try to make money off of them. I like my wife is a veteran, and so I like being able to have a little bit of celebration for those who are retiring from the military and being able to do that. Like they're fun to have kind of be a part of that, or being asked to be a part of that, which is cool.
Yeah, I did my. I retired, and then 2 years later, my boss goes out. I got called down here. Hey, could you do a presentation box for us? Like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
But Nick, I'll do anything. So.
Yep.
But it's,
Yeah, I think I've done.
To be involved. So.
I think I've done 5 or 6 of them now,
Nice.
for the Air Force and for the Army. Those are the 2 bases here in town, or in Springfield, I should say. So I will say the Air Force ones tend to be a lot bigger, because they have a bigger separation in the center, and then they have more stripes on the bottom versus the top, and so you have to have the window in the middle of that to fit their medals and the flag, and so it ends up being a monstrous size cabinet. But
those Airedales have big heads too. So.
Yeah. Nothing against the Air Force. You guys are awesome.
Nope.
Thank you for all that you do.
My dad was Air Force, but
your rank shields are crazy.
Yep.
Real quick, Dan Inge said it was 105 degrees today in Sacramento, California, and 130 in his shop. 130 in his shop.
Man.
Wow. And then Leonard Davis wants to know, Joe, where do you get the wood you need?
So last time I was on here, it's still true, but I get there's a place out here in Grafton, Illinois, where it's just changed business owners. It used to be Knotted by Nature, and now I'm blanking on the name of it now, but he works with local like tree service guys. He'll get logs, he'll use a bandsaw mill, cut them up, and dry them himself. And he sells them. It's really, really great. He's got like really great prices on stuff. I think the last thing I had quoted was he was charging like $8 a board or $8 a board foot for like furniture grade walnut, which is really, really good deal.
Yeah.
And so I go out there pretty frequently, but actually I just filled up my lumber shelf, and I've got a whole nother big, huge stack of it up there. There was a lady I found at a garage sale. She was shopping at the garage sale that I was at, but her husband was a woodworker and he passed away, and she was trying to like sell all of his lumber, but didn't know what to do or how to do it or how to go about it. So a friend and I partnered up and bought all that he had, and kind of split it between the two of us, and he had a lot of stuff. So I have a feeling I'll be stocked for quite a while.
It's always a good score.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. She was awesome. Like, she let me do it in two trips over 2 weeks because she was trying to sell the house, and she was like showing me all the stuff her husband used to do, and it was really, really cool. And her son actually was a subscriber on my YouTube channel before I bought it, so he was like excited that I was buying his dad's stuff, which was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
My best score was a gym I belong to. I show up one morning, and they're ripping all the cedar lumber off the walls of the locker room. What do you do with all this? I would just toss it in a dumpster. No.
Oh, man, no way.
I parked beside the dumpster and I threw it in my truck. So.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had to leave a lot of it behind when I left Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Just couldn't afford another pod to put lumber in. So.
My friend did that with a bowling alley. They were tearing up the lanes, and he took all of the hard maple because it was this old bowling alley. So now I guess now they do it where they coat it in epoxy, the lanes, but this one was just hard wax, and so it planed off super easy. And he got these huge 10-foot stretches of these maple butcher block essentially, and
nice.
He built so much stuff out of that. I couldn't believe it. I was so mad that he didn't share. But
so much for friendship.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
And that's primo wood too, because it was primo when they put it down, and they maintain it. And you're right,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't used to use anything other than wax.
Yep.
And they kept it up to date, so to speak. And so you can run into something like that. You can.
Put it up to your ear, then you can hear bowling pins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, so, hey, can I get some of that? He's like, we're good friends, but not that good friends. Appreciate it.
Just don't call me for bill money.
Yeah.
Who's up?
But yeah, so I try to source everything that I build locally. So then that way, because there's an appeal to say, hey, this was built, out of wood that was, within an hour drive of here and stuff. So
Yeah, you want to keep the money in the neighborhood.
yeah, absolutely. I even try to make like my own finishes and stuff too with stuff that I can find locally. I'm working on right now there's a guy who makes his own shellac. I want to say he's probably 45 minutes away, but it's really, really good stuff. I like it a lot. I'm not a huge fan of shellac. I haven't used it all in the past, but his is the all natural, like made from the shellac flakes and whatnot. But
Oh,
wow.
Straight from the bug's butt.
I want to eat jelly beans now.
Yeah.
never
But
tried that.
yeah, I love that. I love to be able to kind of have it be centered on local products and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got this from him. I got this from him. I got this from him.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's a lot of
One thing I've tried to make is I have made. I forget what they call it, some kind of shine juice for working on the lathe.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Is that like OB shine?
Yours,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
yours your grit or something like that. Or
Ken Moon. No, you make it yourself. Ken Moon showed me how to make it.
Cat and Eddie had a friend that showed him how to do it. Basically, what it is French polish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Just
keep that in mind. I
products.
haven't done much lathe work yet, but I'm hoping to. Now that I've got my old lathe up and running, I'm excited to try some more.
It's just
I like
equal
it.
parts of boiled linseed oil, shellac, and denatured alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's called shine juice. There's a lot of different things for it, but yeah.
Yeah. Leonard said in the chat, it's OB shine juice.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, some people call it. I mean, it's got several different names, but that's the gist of it. But like Don was saying, that's how you make it.
Mm-hmm.
I keep on screwing it up and calling it OG. I don't know.
But
It's the original gangster for the shine juice.
you can
I think
experiment
because
with it.
OG, it works.
Yeah. You can experiment with it a little bit as far as adding a little bit more of one or the other, but there is a specific guide. I haven't made it in so long, I don't remember, but you can look. You can put it in Google and it'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's not a secret anymore. It used to be people wouldn't let you know what they were using, but now it's no longer a secret.
Well, and that's the thing too. Is like I want to try to build my YouTube channel to be more of a community where I'm sharing everything and I'm not trying to hold something back. Like the wood finish that I use for all my cutting boards, that I don't make as many as I do now, but it's just equal parts beeswax and mineral oil. You throw it in a crock pot, let it all melt out, and then I put it in little tins. But I use it for cutting boards, but it's also like you use it for lip balm and lotion and all these other things because it's only those two things. And I'm like, hey, you could buy it from me, or you could just make it yourself and make tons of it. And it doesn't bother me. Like, yeah, sure, like I'm not selling as much of my stuff, but if somebody else is trying to build a business, they're not going to buy 15 little cans for me. Like they're going to want to figure out themselves. And so like even when I did like I did a video a while back of like a mantle for like a built-in bookcase. And that was shellac, and there was like, if you can mix denatured alcohol so it cures faster. And I was just like, hey, listen, this is the mix that I'm doing because I don't really care if you guys know my thing. I'm not trying to keep secrets on nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, that makes good business sense. One of the first jobs I had, one of the first managers told me, if you know of someplace they can get something we carry cheaper, tell them about it.
Yeah.
Because your honesty is going to bring them back to us.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I get a couple comments every once in a while because I also sell bill plans on my website too for some of the projects. And sometimes they'll be like, oh, yeah, of course. Sure, you don't tell me the measurement for this because you want me to buy your plans. I'm like, no, like email me. I will send you a picture of all of the measurements that I've got. Like if you really don't want to buy my plans. You can save yourself $5 by sending an email.
Right. The last $5, bro.
Yeah, about the linseed oil. Be very careful with linseed oil.
Yeah, those I've seen those rags spontaneously combust if you leave them overnight.
Yes,
Yep.
they will. So you make sure if you use rags with linseed oil that you put them outside of your shop.
Yep.
Or put them in a metal container, something, because they will ignite.
Yep.
I guarantee they will ignite.
I always put them on like my concrete sidewalk. I'll spread them out on my concrete sidewalk, leave them overnight, let them dry, and then I throw them away.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
I just throw them in the dumpster. It's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And then when it catches fire, you can go, hey, look, there goes 2020. So
There you go.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because a lot of people do not know and understand the, that linseed oil will, when they're mixed with the fibers like cotton and stuff like that, and you wad them up and throw them in a pile, they generate heat and it will catch on fire.
And somebody did, I think it was Bourbon Moth, did a really good video going over like that spontaneous combustion. And actually, the one that was that kind of met that mark where it combusted was Rubio Monaco. Did that more than the actual regular linseed oil because it has a linseed oil base, but it's a hard wax finish. And he said the linseed oil more often than the regular one burst into flames. So. And I used Rubio enough to where it's now like I have to be more concerned with the rags that I use for it because I never thought it'd be the same thing.
Maybe I've just been. I think it's because I don't pay that much attention to it. I should, but I don't. But then again, I don't use that much of an amount
Right.
at one time. So I've been lucky, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Linseed oil is great. I use it on like shovels, your shovel handles, hoe handles, out or lawn stuff, rakes. You put it on the handles. It's a great preservative for wood.
It's actually like my favorite wood finish is I mix a 1-to-1 ratio of boiled linseed oil and like a wipe-on poly, and I'll put that on a lot of, especially walnut pieces. I think it does great on. But whenever I buy a new hammer handle for like my metal hammers, I always will strip off the lacquer and then put that mix on it, and it feels so much better in the hands when you're using them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't want to slip out of your hand as bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of my rags, if it's not a water-based product, I leave it outside to dry out, and then I toss it.
That's smart.
Yeah, you are, because I mean, be honest with you, I've known of fires being started by mineral spirits and rags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, any petroleum based like that, and especially linseed oil, which is like a plant type material, is going to generate heat, and
it starts to oxidize with the fibers. And that actually is what generates the heat, especially if it's crumpled up like this. Well, you've got the heat concentrated, and then all of a sudden it combusts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's due to oxidation.
Yeah.
See, I never crumple them up like that. I've even.
Well, you say, and that might be your thing that you said you've never had a problem. Maybe it's because you're not crumpling them up and you're laying them out. So therefore, they're not going to be able to generate that heat that you would if you were, if you confined them or crumpled them up.
Yeah, a lot of guys will just kind of wipe stuff up, accumulate 10 or 15 of them, and just pile them in the garbage can, and that's what causes the problem.
No, I tend to let myself dry before I go in.
Mm-hmm.
I've done mine in the
Spread it out.
I have a backyard fire pit that I throw mine in.
Yeah.
Burn them up.
I'm like, go ahead, do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Contributing to global warming. No,
Well, Donna, it happened again. You and I never got the memo of the shirt color that we needed to wear. Nobody was wearing greenish something or other.
It's not even St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Leonard asks, have you tried linseed oil, beeswax, and carnauba wax?
I have not. I've seen that people use it before. I'm always weary of heating up linseed oil to get the wax to melt. Because I buy the beeswax in like a pellet form, so you've got to melt it. And so the idea of having boiled linseed oil in a crock pot just scares me. So, so I have not tried that, but I have seen other people that use it, and it does leave a really beautiful finish. I haven't done it myself for my own fears. So
I've done it before, but it was on my hot plate, and that I did do outside.
yeah.
Yep, me too.
Wow, hot plate reminds me of the Sawdusto days. I was making
Yeah.
Sawdusto out in the shop. By the way, it has been 3 years since Joseph was with us.
Mm-hmm.
3.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and found the episode.
Yeah,
I knew it'd been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember if that was before I lost the finger or not, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Wasn't that your shop confession?
I think it
Maybe
was.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah.
And you did something like this. I don't remember how you did it. But no, wait, that was Chris.
No. Oh, I did do it in high school. So. Actually, wait a minute. I did it while working on the other house on the other thumb. So.
Yeah, no, mine was the middle finger and the ring finger got cut.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a circular saw too, of all things.
That's how my dad, he was cutting and had his hand out like this and was cutting up, and they saw a bind and then jumped up and cut his thumb across like at a triangle piece off of this one, and then cut the tip of his index finger off. So.
Yeah, I was cutting a deck board, and I had the saw that I had the motor that faces to you, so the blade's on the outside. And when I was cutting, I had my speed square on the outside to mark the miter, and I went to go catch the piece as it fell, and I caught the blade underneath, and it skipped, and I was just like, what just happened? And then I looked, and my finger was gone. And
yes. Yeah. The board jumps, I just back off and let it go where it wants to go.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way, unfortunately. You should have told me that so many years ago, man.
Yeah. I think
in the case of my dad, he didn't have a choice, because once it jumped, it kind of, as it come back down, it just went across the table.
Yeah,
took off.
And now he can't express his road rage.
I know. The F is gone. So.
Yeah. Working on a house during the winter, I'm outside, get these rag wool gloves on. I guess cut a quick piece on the table saw. Didn't bother to take the gloves off or anything. And the glove caught the blade.
Oh, man.
Pulled my hand for it. I mean, it just grazed me. It really didn't cut deep, but it was deep enough.
Yeah.
And just as I grabbed the towel, wrapped my hand up in it, I hadn't really looked at it yet. My wife, who's an ER nurse, pulls into the driveway, looking straight at me. First words out of her mouth, "What did you do?"
Yeah, what did you do?
Yeah, I kind of did this.
What amazed me when I was cutting meat, and we had those chain link gloves.
Yeah.
How many people had to take that thing off before you get on that saw?
Yeah.
Wow, Jack me for get cut. No, it'll jerk your whole arm in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I wear a silicone ring. I saw a guy who was a machinist on a metal lathe. He went to go touch I can't remember if he touched the chuck or if he touched the actual piece, but it caught his gold wedding band and it pulled all the meat and skin right off of his finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gloving.
In the Air Force, we were supposed to also take our jewelry off, and there was signs as you exited out to go to the flight line with people's fingers disconnected and all the ligaments and stuff pulled out. And they were sitting there showing it like that. And you definitely took your rings off.
My second wife could not understand why I would not wear my wedding ring to work. And that is why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no chains, no loose clothing, no.
Yeah, when I worked for the fire department, you couldn't wear your, only thing you'd wear was a watch. And the only reason being was because you needed a watch to take people's pulse.
Yep.
So, but no rings, no necklaces, no bracelets, anything like that. You just only thing you could have was a watch.
Mhm.
Wow.
Well, we were allowed to wear watches. It's just that I guess if you're doing something to get your watch caught up in the machinery, you're really jacking up anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and as a general rule, if you think about it, watch bands they break pretty easy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're not quite as tough. A solid gold, 14 karat gold wedding band, that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's gonna hurt.
They would allow us to wear watches because I'm thinking about this comrade of mine. I don't know what to call him, airman, but he had a leather band with his watch on it, and he was real proud of it. So yeah, I don't remember if I wore a watch though. But
I was with the
Yeah,
Navy.
like
They
I
did a training video about where to put your hands near an aircraft, and
Yeah.
they showed a guy's hand. He got degloved just from his wrist to his fingertips by
Yep.
putting his hand just on the leading edge of the intake.
Oh.
It caught his arm and pulled him forward. So
Yeah.
just a suction. That's all it was. And
Yep.
he got his hand out, and unfortunately, pretty banged up at that point. But
Mhm.
damn, it was scary looking at that video.
Yeah, I had a friend, well, I don't have a friend. I have a friend, Jeff Tanner, and he was in the Navy. He worked on the aircraft carrier, and one of his fellow Navy guys died. He walked behind the jet as it was fixing to take off, and it blew him off the aircraft carrier.
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of thrust coming out the back. That's how it works. The exhaust goes this way, the plane goes that way.
Yeah, I guess he just wasn't thinking and walked behind it, and it
Yeah,
blew him
sometimes
off
you
the
just
carrier.
Well, I mean, that's part of the reason why they encourage PPE when you're doing anything, really.
Yeah.
You have, I put it to where like mine's like on a shelf. As soon as I walk in the shop, that's the first thing I got to grab.
Yeah.
Just, it's there for a reason. People make it for a reason. They make it mandatory for a reason.
Yeah.
I had like everything on yesterday. I got the respirator, I got the face mask, I got my I call them my mouse ears so I can listen to the music while I'm working. Like what am I missing? Oh yeah, gloves. So the only thing I needed was gloves. So,
Yep.
Yeah, and gloves are kind of one of those things that sometimes you should wear them, and sometimes you definitely shouldn't wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, when I pulled those off, I sweat all down my neck. Like it's 1,000,000 degrees down here right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to not wear gloves in the shop just because I know that there's so many applications where it's probably encouraged and it's probably good for your hands to have gloves on. But I'm the type of person where I'm kind of getting in a groove of stuff, and I'm conscious of what I'm doing, but I'm not thinking, okay, do I need to wear gloves for this application or do I need to take them off? So I just don't. Especially because, like, a lot of times if I'm doing something like small on the bandsaw or whatever, I don't want to have the risk of I turn the bandsaw on, I start cutting something like, oh, I gotta take the piece off now to get my gloves off, and I'd rather not mess with them. I could deal with splinters before I deal with getting sucked into a saw blade again.
Yeah, and that's usually what happens is splinters.
I'll use gloves when I'm breaking down pallets.
Oh yeah, yep.
Or any kind
Well,
of
you
one
use
I'm
usually I use my gloves for in the splinter effect, and also for if you're doing painting or something where you're mixing stuff.
Right.
You use
Mhm.
plastic gloves to protect your hands
Yeah.
from
You should only
absorbing
use
the.
gloves when you're using moving
Yeah.
product to product. You shouldn't use them
Yeah,
anytime running a machine.
but I
That's
usually
not a
don't
glove.
use them if I'm using the bandsaw or something like that. No, because it has been known to get a hold of you. Especially a lathe is another one that's really bad. You have a glove on and put your hand up on top of the lathe, and it catches, and it'll just pull your hand right with the glove.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't wear them in the shop. Like I said, I'll wear the blue gloves in case if I'm putting finish on, but other than that, I don't really wear them in the shop. Just for that simple fact of like it's just too much of a risk for me.
Yeah.
Bend over.
Richard's got his Michael Jackson glove on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got these in here and I got them in the shop.
Yeah. It ain't got enough diamonds on it, Chris.
Is that right?
I ain't got enough diamonds anyways. Don't worry about it. Still waiting for my shipment.
Mine got to be custom made. So.
Oh well, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Aussie man just checked out. We're gonna have to check out of here too. I gotta go.
Good night,
find
Bill.
out how my granddaughter is doing,
Mm-hmm.
and just to let everybody know, she got hurt out at playing, and they took her just to make sure she's okay. So my son said it's nothing serious. I just want to make sure there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go find out about. Well, Joe, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great. Anytime, guys. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we enjoy having you. And next week we will do the project picks. So it gives you a whole week to send your project pictures in the contest at simplywoodencreations.com. And we'll also, if you want us to, and when you send your project picks in, put your YouTube channel on there, and we can go to your YouTube channel and highlight your YouTube channel also next week.
And that's
we'll do that next week.
Contest
At simplywoodencreations.com.
At simplywoodencreations.com.
Yeah, that's where you send your project
Simply,
picks.
I'm going to post it out there. Contest at Simply.
And like I said, put your YouTube channel on there, and if you want us to go visit your channel and highlight that next week, and we'll do that next week. So listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop, you're just lazy, or
I can't spell.
You've been sitting around on the recliner watching too much football, drinking beer. So get off your butt and get out in your shop and make some sawdust.
Oh, so now we're telling drunk people to get out there and use machinery.
Yeah. Yep. Just give me sawdust. Lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
I can't spell today. I cannot spell.
Remember, you do not have to go home.
Contest.
You cannot stay here.
Contest.
Peace.
See you guys.
Yep, contest. See ya.
And stay here, Joseph. Don't leave yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still spelt it wrong.